Next we are going to study about attacking reagents. Already we mentioned about attacking reagents in the previous video. So what are attacking reagents? Attacking reagents are actually, we know that these are the organic molecule or the species which are reacting with substrates, isn't it? So there are two main attacking reagents, that is nucleophiles and electrophiles. First we will see about nucleophiles. Nucleophiles general representation is Nu minus. From the representation itself it is clear that they are electron rich species, because we know that the negative charge means it is representing a pair of electrons. So they are electron rich species. So nucleophiles, the word meaning we will see first. Phile means what? Loving. Nucleophile means nucleus loving. What is the charge of a nucleus? It is positively charged. So nucleus loving means what we can say that they are positive loving. Positive loving means which species are positive loving? Yes, either negatively charged species or the species which are electron rich, isn't it? So only if they are electron rich they will love positive charges or positive centers. So what we can say that the nucleophiles are electron rich species. So a reagent that brings an electron pair, the reagent which brings always an electron pair for the substrate, it will be called as nucleophiles. So how we can define nucleophile is they are nucleus loving or electron rich species which are either negatively charged. Sometimes they will be negatively charged. In the negative charge itself we can say that they are nucleophiles. Sometimes there will not be any charge in the molecule given, but they will be lone pair. So they can be either negatively charged or neutral species containing lone pair of electrons. So if they are neutral, if there is no charge, if they are negatively charged, we can definitely say that they are nucleophiles. And if there is no charge given in the molecule, and if there is a lone pair on any of the atom present in the molecule, we can say that it is a nucleophile because it is electron rich. Now, so we will see the examples of neutral nucleophiles and negative nucleophiles. Neutral nucleophiles, the examples means neutral nucleophiles means they will be bringing electron pairs for the substrate as lone pairs. For example, H2O. How a H2O becomes a nucleophile? Because we know that in oxygen there is two lone pairs present. Now the next is ammonia. We know that ammonia, all the nitrogen containing compounds, on nitrogen there will be a lone pair. So that is also electron rich, so a nucleophile. RNH2, what is RNH2? NH3 is ammonia. RNH2 is actually what? They are amines. NH2 is amino functional group, isn't it? So amines are also electrophiles or nucleophiles due to the presence of lone pair on nitrogen. Now ROH, what are ROH actually? They are alcohols. Alcohols can also act as nucleophiles. Why? Because there is two lone pairs on oxygen. Now ROR, what are they? ROR, they are actually ethers. We studied, isn't it? Ethers. So ethers are also electron rich, or they can also act as nucleophiles due to the presence of the electron rich oxygen. So these are the few examples of neutral nucleophiles in which the electron richness is due to the presence of lone pair. Now we have negative nucleophiles. If you see a negatively charged species, definitely we can say that it is a nucleophile, isn't it? So the first example is halides. X minus is known as what? They are halides. For example, fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, they all are negatively charged, so definitely it will be a nucleophile. Now H minus, what is H minus ion known as? Hydride. Another nucleophile which is negatively charged. Then OH minus, what is OH minus known as? Yes, it is hydroxide ion. So that is also being negatively charged, can act as a nucleophile. The next is Cn minus. What is Cn minus ion known as? Cyanide ion. that is also negatively charged and also a nucleophile. Now all carbanions means what? Carbon carrying negative charge can also act as nucleophiles because they all are electron rich. Now since they have these nucleophiles are electron rich and they are ready to donate electron pairs for the substrate, isn't it? So since they have strong tendency to donate electron pairs, they behave as Lewis bases. So remember, they are Lewis bases. Nucleophiles are Lewis bases. Now the next we will see, the next attacking reagent is electrophiles and they are generally represented as E+. Remember, nucleophile and electrophile general representation only we will be using next year in class 12. So E+ is the general representation of electrophiles. Now we will see the word meaning. Phile means loving. So electrophile means what? Electrons loving. Electron loving means what is the charge of electrons? It is negatively charged. So electron loving means negative loving. Who all are the negative loving species? Yes, either positively charged or they will be electron deficient species. So how we can define electrophiles? As they are electrons loving or electron deficient species which are either positively charged or neutral. So here also when you see a positive charge, we can say that they are electrophiles. Sometimes like nucleophiles, they will be giving, there are some neutral molecules without any charges behaving as what? Electrophile. That means the central atom will be electron deficient. So first example for positive electrophiles like H3O+. What is H3O+ ion known as? Yes, it is hydronium ion. So being positively charged, it is an electrophile. Now NO2+ ion is known as what? Nitronium ion. So that is also positively charged, so an electrophile. H+, what is H+ ion known as? Hydrogen ion, or we can say that a proton. Then all the carbocation means carbon carrying positive charge. They can also act as electrophiles being positively charged. Now the examples of neutral electrophiles, very important examples. For example, AlCl3 in S block chapter, not S block, in P block chapter group 13 we have already learned about in P block what are electron deficient compounds, isn't it? Central atom possessing less than 8 electrons in the valence shell, and there we studied AlCl3, BeCl3, FeCl3, FeBr3, all these are examples of electron deficient compounds because here aluminum, here boron, here iron, they all are not having 8 electrons or octet in their valence shell, less than 8 electrons in the valence shell. So they all are electron deficient compounds. Electron deficient means they are like being deficient of electrons, they love electrons. So electron loving means they are electrophiles. And all the free radicals, because we already learned that free radicals are also having only 7 electrons in the valence shell, so ready to accept electrons. So these are the examples of electrophiles. Now the very important point, since they are ready to or strong tendency to accept electrons, being electron deficient, they are ready to accept electrons. So they behave as Lewis acids. And remember, nucleophiles are Lewis bases, electrophiles are Lewis acids. Now we have a very important 2 points that we have to remember for class 12. That means we know, just now we studied that electrophiles, the general representation itself is E+. So from the representation itself it is clear that they are electron deficient species. So being electron deficient, and we know that these two are attacking reagents, isn't it? They will be attacking on substrates. Okay, substrate organic molecules. So an electrophile being electron deficient or positively charged, they will attack on electron rich centers of substrate, and the electron rich center will be called by which name? Electron rich species are always nucleophilic, isn't it? So electron rich center will be nucleophilic center. That means electrophiles will be always attacking on nucleophilic centers. Similarly, a nucleophile being electron rich in nature, they will be attacking on positive centers or electron deficient centers, and that centers will be called by the name electrophilic centers. So remember, a nucleophile will be attacking on electrophilic center and electrophile will be always attacking on nucleophilic centers. Now we will see few questions. Actually, this is a problem come in your textbook, problem number 12.12. The question is giving justification, categorize the following molecules or ions as nucleophiles or electrophiles. So these are the given molecules. So first we will we will see one by one. HS minus means it is a negatively charged species, so we can say that it is since negatively charged. This is the explanation for that, this is the justification for that. Being negatively charged, it will act as a nucleophile, isn't it? HS minus. Now, BF3, we know that it is an electron deficient compound of boron. Electron deficient means that they are electrophile. So the reason for BF3 is it is electron deficient. So it will be an electrophile. Then C2H5O minus, since it is negatively charged, it will be a nucleophile. CH3En, CH3 thrice, and it will be, yes, it is CH3 thrice En. It is a neutral species given, isn't it? So first we have to check whether there is any lone pair. Yes, there is lone pair on nitrogen here. So it will be, that also will be electron rich. So CH3 thrice N. Here the justification is due to the presence of lone pair on nitrogen. Note down the justification for each and every molecule. Okay. Now the next is Cl plus. Cl plus will be an electrophile, and the justification for this is because it is positively charged. Now CH3CO plus, so that will also behave as an electrophile because due to the positive charge on carbon. The next is NO2 plus, that also will act as an electrophile due to the positive charge on nitrogen. Now the next question in your textbook is question number 13. Identify the electrophilic center in the following molecules. So these are the molecules given. We will write the first one, CH3, CH double bond O. The question is to identify electrophilic center. Electrophilic center means positive center in this molecule. So here we can see that there is a highly electronegative oxygen present. Since oxygen is more electronegative, the shared pair of electrons will be shifting more towards oxygen, so that oxygen will be getting a partial negative and this carbon will be getting partial positive. So which is the positive center we are getting here? This. So how to mark it as? Put a star mark. So this is our electrophilic center, CH carbon. Now in the second molecule given, it is CH3 CN. CN we have to expand, C triple bond N. So here also we can see that there is a nitrogen present which is more electronegative than carbon. So what happens here? Since nitrogen is more electronegative, the shared pair of electron will be shifting more towards nitrogen, so that nitrogen gets a partial negative and this carbon gets a partial positive charge. So since carbon is carrying a partial positive charge, we can say that this is our electrophilic center. This C carbon is the electrophilic center. Now the third question is CH3I. So here also we can see that iodine is a halogen coming in group 17. Most electronegative elements present in the periodic table. So Iodine definitely will be carrying delta minus and this carbon delta plus. So here the electrophilic center is this carbon, that is a positive center or electron deficient centers. So these are the questions given in your textbook related to attacking reagents.